Hello and welcome to Stage 4 of First Flight, where we are racing for the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Well, I was intimidated when I saw Porsche 919 Hybrid Evo and that Eric's going to be running in something that is equal to it. So that could be extremely hard to lap that car. Now, the first thing I want to do is check my sensitivity back down to 0, but what's that? I think it's the slowest Porsche in the game. Let's get a... Whoa! I almost nailed him. Well, you don't want to do that. Okay, well, let's open this thing up. Let's push it now. We're in the daytime, a lot easier to see braking points, get a better feel for this car. Like here, there's no reason for brakes. If you've got brake assist on, it's probably braking back there. Here, no reason for brakes through this corner, and look at this, way over. We'll get into this in some later stages, but Nürburgring Grand Prix, if you're not familiar with this, or well, you might think you are, but there's certain areas that aren't off track that you probably think are. For instance, I was fully onto the green there. I was right off of the curb, the red and white curb. That's not off track. It's the green that actually is the off track indicator. You could be fully on the edge of that. So there's a lot of this track that you can push really far, and you need to know that as we're getting to this stage. For instance, here, I think I'm braking too early. Let's just see here. Oh, I did it nicely. I stayed full throttle through that corner. Very few cars can do that in this game. And then this chicane, again, paying attention to what actual off-track is. I was fully on track. No worries there. And I'm sure we're going to have some no off-track stages. You know, I didn't pay enough attention. This might even be a no off-track stage, but I'm just going to make sure I stay on track. I don't want to push it here. So he's super slow. I'm still not getting this first braking point down. I wasted a good amount of time right there. Here, you can go fully over. You can have your left sides fully off of the red and white curb, well into the green, and that isn't off track on that section. That's a ways behind us now. Anyway, yesterday in the comments, someone said something really funny because I showed how you can jump cars at Nürburgring, and someone commented that it was the first flight, and I just had a laugh because yes, first flight. I didn't make the connection. First flight of the Aston Martin Valkyrie. So that was fun. Okay, we're looking at 1:14 left, and I'm honestly starting to get a little bit concerned. I thought I would have been seeing a super slow Porsche by now, but I don't remember how long Nürburgring is. So I was just looking at that, about 3,700 meters. Yeah, I don't remember. What are we at now? 41, 42. Is it about 6,000 something? Well, I guess we're going to find out, won't we? Should find out really soon or I'm in trouble. Oh, losing traction. Wrong braking point. Really like this car. When I put my steering sensitivity on 0, it's perfect for me. But on 2, it's just too twitchy. So if you're having trouble with the steering sensitivity, I would suggest you drop your normal setting by 2. So if you usually run 7, drop that down to 5, and you might find this car just feels perfect for you. All right, well, there he is. I got time left. I'm going to slow down a little bit. I'm trying to maximize my bot slowing because it's going to assume I finished 3 full laps in this time frame. But I'm not going to push this too much. You don't want to push it so much that you fail a stage. So get your bot management in, but don't get too crazy with it. You're just going to get frustrated. All right. And what do we have to face here? So looks like there's going to be a full field of cars and finish 10th. With a gaggle of cars. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pit this other Valkyrie just for the fun of it. See, I lifted off the throttle right as I was spinning him. That's what stops you from getting damaged. This is a no damage stage. Now, he'll pass me back and that's fine. What you want to do on a stage like this where you got a gaggle of cars and you can't afford to get damaged is create some room. So I'm already stacking up those guys. I got to finish in 10th. Okay, I'll let the Valkyrie get around me. And I'll have to find someone else to pick on here. One of these 2 guys. I'll slow them down. Like that Nissan. Nissan? Yeah, it's a Nissan. I think it's a Nissan. extremely fast in a straight line, but that's about it. You know, not much for cornering. Okay, so now I've got two guys behind me. I've slowed them down a bit. That McLaren's pretty fast. He's got good straight line speed, not very great in the corners, but he's okay. So that's my gap. So now all I have to do is manage the gap. But you can see I don't have to worry about traffic now. I've created a nice little spot for myself. I can push this McLaren to increase the gap. Now, of course, I don't want to get too close. He's going to be on the brakes way earlier than I am. So you got to bear that in mind. Don't tailgate right on him, or he's going to hit the brakes and you're just going to hit him, fail the stage, and there's no reason for that. So here I'm giving him a big push. I know about where I need to brake, but you got to imagine that you're driving that McLaren and get out of the gas early. Okay, so there's a whole another lap of this yet, and we're not going to go through this because it's just going to be a lap of the same thing. So let's hyperdrive this thing. Right when I get to the start-finish line, we're going to hyperdrive it. I love doing that. So we're doing 4 times regular speed, which is, wow, that'd be really fun. But can you imagine how much grip you would need to actually take the corners this fast? And then we'll pull out of this right at the start-finish line. I'll do something fun. Here I was just creating a gap because I was catching up. I don't want to finish off with too big of a lead, but I'm way back in 10th place, so I'm not going to worry about this. Okay, let's have a fun finish here. A donut across the line at speed. Now that's fun. All right, well, we should be seeing something interesting yet. I mean, with how difficult it got at the end of stage 3, I'm expecting some trouble. Okay, so now, oh, this is going to be fun. Get to drive up through the field and have to finish in 2nd place, or maybe it said at least 2nd. Let's test off track. You see that? I was off track for at least a full second. Why would I do that? So I know if I'm getting in trouble, I know that I could cut the last chicane without being failed. So it said no off track, but there's at least 1 full second of grace. And a second doesn't sound like much unless you're going 300 plus kilometers an hour. Then a second's a long time. So I like to test that because sometimes no off track means instant fail. Ooh, a Venom. Okay, in a stage like this, get them to push you. That Venom's got way more top speed. And what do you have here? Koenigsegg. Oh, and a really fast Porsche. Gonna get him to push me for a little bit. Let's see if he stays with me. No, he's braking for that section. Or, no, he must have crashed with that Koenigsegg. There's no way that he's on the brakes that much. And here we have a Lamborghini Veneno. Super fast car, but I don't think I can get a push from him. Wow, he really braked for that section. So already I'm in sixth place. You can see I'm going to be in 4th in no time at all. There we go. So the question is, how hard is it to get up to 2nd? 2 more cars to go. This is fun. It's fun to open this thing up. Now I'm going to go with a more typical braking point I would use. See what that's like. See, that's not off track, and you got to know that. Still didn't optimize it. Stay full throttle here. No trouble at all staying full throttle here. Braking a little bit early, setting up this full throttle section. Over to the left. Oh, I could have done better. Ah, P1 GTR. That's a great car. Staying very clear of him. This section I've got to work on, not optimizing it. That wasn't off track. I could have stayed there for 5 seconds and it wouldn't matter. And this section, this is a hard corner for me. It's actually more than 180 degrees, so very easy to lose time there. But I see 2nd place right in front of me, and I am not concerned. I believe that's another Porsche. So I shouldn't have any trouble at all. In fact, I'm going to have a really close finishing here. I'm going to get in front of him and then get him right on my bumper as I finish. That car has incredible acceleration. That's a fun car. Very easy to get loose in the corners in that car just because the acceleration is insane. All right, and oh boy, is he ever on my bumper. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some blocking here. Not too bad though. All right. Now that's a fun stage. All right, what do we get for the last race of the day? Time to win. Okay, now take a look at this. Okay, Ahmed's car is going to be at PR 107.3, and I'm going to be at 95.5. So, got to bear that in mind. Test the off track, again, at least 1 full second. So that tells me that if I'm running behind, if I need to get creative because I don't want to upgrade yet, I can cut the last chicane. And that shaves off tons of time at Nürburgring. Oh, look, he's right there. Okay, so, oops. Okay, I just used up some of my off track. I'm going to guesstimate that was about 0.2, maybe a quarter second. So 2 to 2.5 tenths. Now, bots take corners horribly, but, oh, and I just got him to hit the brakes by just scraping him a bit, but let's see his acceleration rate. Again, he's at 107.3, and we're going to see it. Oh, yeah. And how much better are his brakes? Yep, his brakes and his grip are a lot better. I'm going to let him overtake me because I know I can get him back without a problem. I don't want to get tangled up in a wreck. He's going to brake right here. Look at that, see? There's no reason to brake there. And I was not just driving off track. Oh, boy. Fighting for the line. All right, there we go. Now, let's see if I can open up a lead on him. This section here is challenging. You got to brake early here. Oh, I did it bad again. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to get that yet. Next lap, I'm going to get that. Here, I can brake deeper than I usually would. That's a little bit better. Oh, losing the traction a little bit. Didn't go off track one bit. Definitely full throttle through this section. And I can brake a little bit deeper. So the overhead banner, I can brake after that. That should make it easier to stay full throttle through this. Let's see. Oh, beautiful. And this turns into a long speed run then. So that's a big advantage. So sometimes to optimize a corner, you've got to think back to 1 or 2 corners before that one to really set up a nice speed run. There's a lot of strategy to optimizing your lap times. Okay, well look at this, opening up a nice lead. You can see that through careful driving, you can definitely outdrive a car that has higher PR than you. Oh, there we go. That was handling that way better. Then we're full throttle. I should really go over to the right more to optimize this. Yeah, that wasn't great, but this car, traction is just so great you can afford to stay full throttle there. I really like this car. I mean, and just to think that it's only going to get better. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's how I should be taking that corner. Still not optimizing it perfectly, but way, way more on track to where I should be handling it. And let's see this, drive off, let's go, let's go. Much better, all right. Now, because I exited that corner better, I've got to watch my braking point here. I'm still gonna brake just past the overhead banner, but not too deep. Onto the throttle, can I stay full throttle? No, I'm gonna slow down. I forgot, I should be reeling him back in. I don't want to finish with a huge lead. You want to finish maybe just 20, like with about 20 in front of someone, and that's going to manage the targets. If you finish with massive leads, the bots are going to get harder. That's just part of the programming. All right. You know this, you don't want to reel him in too close because he's got ridiculous acceleration. Oh no. Okay, this is going to be aggressive blocking. Woo-hoo-hoo. Got to know when he's trying to get around me. Yikes. That was fun. Good driving, Ahmed. Well, that wraps up stage 4. If you liked this, please press like, and if you haven't, please subscribe. Thank you for joining me today. Here's a playlist link and something else. And, ooh, that was a good dig about Magnus. See you tomorrow at Spa.